Okay? So we had so small technical issue. I'm sorry for that. Okay? So good evening, my dear students. Welcome to Go School Learning in the fastest growing EdTech in GCC. Okay, let me make learning easy. Am I audible now? Can you hear me now? Okay? Give me good evening, please. Now, to encourage me. Please give me good evening. Yeah, Evan, thank you. Okay. Where's the good evening? Where's the... Okay, put some hearts, put some fire so I can take this session very energetically. Please. Give me. Only Evan and Dina is here. What about others? What about other friends, other students? Where are you? If you don't want to wish me good evening, it's not a good evening. What happened? Okay, whatever it is. So we are starting our grade 10 mathematics sessions and for free for every student. Okay, so everyone use this opportunity to learn our sessions or our mathematics sessions. Okay? Okay, deal. Everyone, please comment. It's only Apple. Again. It's only Apple. What about others? What about others? What you guys? Okay. So, okay, let me start. You guys are not giving me any hearts, any good evenings. Okay, fine. I will start my session. Okay, so first thing we will go through our exam pattern. Okay, our question paper file pattern we will go. Okay, so you know it's an 80-mark questions. 80-mark question paper, you know that. And first we have 5 sessions in which we have to answer 38 questions to get 80 marks. Okay, so first section, our section A, 20 questions are there in which 18 MCQs and 2 assertion reason questions. So it will give you 20 marks. And in the section B, you have to answer 5 questions. It's a 2-mark section. Okay, so you will get 10 marks. Okay, now for section C, you have to answer 6 questions. At 3 marks, each question carries a 3 marks and you will get 18 marks in total. Okay, now long answers, section D, 4 questions you have to answer, each question carries 5 marks, that means you will get 20 marks. And in the last section, our case-based questions, in which you have to answer 3 questions, which will give you 12 marks because each question carries 4 marks. Here, I know you are familiar with this setup, right? You are enjoying the exam time, right? 80-mark question paper you are familiar with. So, now we will go through which all units have the weightage. How much weightage each unit carries. Okay, that we are going to discuss. First thing, number system. Our first unit, it only have 1 chapter. This is our first chapter, real numbers, which carries 6 marks or weightage 6. Okay. Now, the important one, our algebra, which has 4 chapters. Okay, which are they? Our polynomials, linear equation, quadratic equation, and arithmetic progression. It has a 20 marks. So, give some focus there. Okay. Now, the next unit, our coordinate geometry, 1 chapter, which has 6 marks. Okay, simple. Our distance formula, section formula, you are familiar with. And now, the second one, geometry, triangles and circles. 2 chapters. And I know you guys have some difficulty in triangles and circles, but don't worry, you are here. Okay. So, it carries 15 marks. So, you have to focus there also. And next one, trigonometry. Introduction to trigonometry and some applications of trigonometry. Simple chapters, right? I'm not teasing you guys. It's simple. So, it has 12 marks. Now, the last 2 units, menstruation means areas related to circles and surface areas and volumes, which carries 10 marks. Okay. Okay, and then statistics and probability, the simplest chapters which have 11 marks. Okay, so altogether you will get 18 marks. Now you know where you have to study, where you want to improve, where you want to focus, right? Now, to the first step of that, we will go to learn our polynomials. Okay, you guys are familiar with polynomials from grade 9, right? First thing, what is a polynomial? What's it? It's an algebraic expression, simply. Don't go for or don't find it difficulty while I give an exaggerated explanation. Okay, don't worry. Okay, it's simply an algebraic expression in x. If it is p of x polynomial in x, then it's an algebraic expression in x in which the power of the variable should be a whole number. Okay, if the power of a variable is negative or fraction or decimal, anything like that, then it's not a polynomial. So a polynomial is an algebraic expression in which the power of variable is a whole number. It can be 0 or our counting numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. Whichever. Okay. Now, what is a constant in this polynomial? What is a constant term? Constant term means which is a term, it is not affected by the x value. Okay, whatever we put for x, it does not affect. That is our last one. Okay, which does not carry any x with it. Okay, that is our constant term. Now, a polynomial is usually denoted by f of x, g of x, h of x, any alphabet. Okay, any alphabet. The alphabet should be a small letter. Okay, don't use capital P of x. Right? We know we are using that for probability. So don't use that. Okay, now we will move on. Next one is degree of the polynomial. We have learned this concept in our 9th grade. But to revise it or remember it, the highest power of the variable in a polynomial is the degree of the polynomial. Okay, for example, we have p of x here, right? This p of x 3x raised to 7 minus 4x raised to 6 plus x plus 9, right? So, which is the highest power? Obviously 7, right? So, its degree is equal to 7. Okay, now q of y, it is 5y raised to 6 minus 4y square minus 6, in which the highest power is 6, right? So, its degree is equal to 6. So, degree of a polynomial is the highest power of this variable. Whichever variable we are using, its highest power is our degree. Okay. Now, the degree of a non-zero constant polynomial is 0. Why? Why it's like that? Why? A constant polynomial. What is a constant polynomial, by the way? We know the constant from the explanation where I explained what is a polynomial. We know what's a constant polynomial, what is a constant. So, a polynomial in which we don't have any x. Okay. So, it's like 3 by 2. That will be minus 3 by 2. P of x equal to minus 3 by 2, which is a constant polynomial. Okay. When we see it, there is no x. But the x is hiding there. Okay. We need the power of the variable to find the degree, right? So, the x is hiding there. Let's do minus 3 by 2. This is minus 3 by 2 into 1. We can simply write it. 1 is the multiplicative identity, no change. So, we can simply change this 1 into x raised to 0. Whichever number power 0 is 1, except 0. We don't count 0 in this. Whichever any number power 0 is 1. So, we can transform this 1 into x raised to 0. From there, we get the degree. Okay. So, degree of a non-zero constant polynomial is 0. Clear now? So, you have that? You got it? Okay. Now, the degree of the zero polynomial is not defined. Why? The mathematician doesn't have any time to define that? No. There's a problem with our zero polynomial. Zero polynomial means p of x is equal to 0. Right? I can transform this into raised to 1. Okay, right. So here the degree is 1. And I can write it as x0 x raised to 100 plus 0. It is again 0. It's a 0 polynomial, right? And the power is, highest power is 100. Then its degree will be 100. Again, I will write p of x is equal to 0 x raised to 10 plus 0 x raised to 1 plus 0. It is again a 0 polynomial. But what's its degree? The highest power of x, right? So it will be 10. So a 0 polynomial has this many degrees, right? Degree of 0 polynomial varies from whichever way we are explaining it or we are representing it. So we cannot simply say the degree of a 0 polynomial is simply this number or this much value. We can't say, right? So this is varying. So we can't simply define that term to it or define the degree to it. So it is not defined. Not because the mathematician doesn't know how to define it. Clear? Okay. Now the next thing is value of the polynomial. Okay, these concepts are there in our 9th grade text, I know. Okay, why this teacher is again and again explaining these things. Don't worry, you have to use this. It's the first board exam you are attending. So anything you have learned from the previous years, you have to use it. Okay, it's a first board exam. Clear? So the value of the polynomial p of x at x equal to k, where k is a real number, is denoted by p of k. Simply, if I take p of x is equal to x square plus 1. Okay, p of x is x square plus 1. Now I want to find the value at x equal to 2. Okay, so I will simply write p of 2. That means I have to replace this x with 2. So it is 2 square plus 1, which is equal to 4 plus 1, which is 5. Okay, that is the value of our polynomial x square plus 1 at x equal to 2. Great, you got the idea? You are remembering all those things? Now, next thing, 0 of a polynomial. Okay, 0 of a polynomial, a real number k. It is a number k in which the value of polynomial becomes 0. Okay, 0 of a polynomial means that is simply not 0. It's a real number. Okay, while putting this real number in the polynomial, we are putting the value k instead of x in the entire polynomial, then that polynomial becomes 0. Okay, so k is the 0 of that polynomial. Clear? Any doubt? You can ask me in the comment section. Okay, ask me, please. Then only I can explain these things. If you want, I will explain it twice. That's okay. Okay. Now, the next thing. 0 of a polynomial. If it is a linear polynomial, what is a linear polynomial? What's a linear polynomial? Simply saying, yeah, p of x equal to x plus b is a linear polynomial. Why x plus b is a linear polynomial? Because the degree of that polynomial is 1. If a polynomial has degree 1, then that polynomial is known as linear polynomial. Okay, so the 0 of a linear polynomial, general form is ax plus b. Okay, a is the coefficient of x and b is the constant term. If ax plus b is the polynomial, then its 0 is minus b by 3. Okay, minus coefficient constant term divided by coefficient of x. Okay, how we are finding this? How we are certain about this value? Because to find a 0 of that polynomial ax plus b, we will simply equate that polynomial to 0. So ax will be equal to minus b and x is equal to minus b by 3. This is how you will get that value. Whenever you want to find the 0 of the polynomial, simply equate that polynomial into 0. Then you will find the value of x in which the polynomial will become 0. Okay, that's clear? And remember, degree 1 has at most 1 zero, and 2 has at most 2 zeros. If a polynomial has a degree 100, then it has at most 100 zeros. Why? It's at most. Okay, not more than 100. There will be some zeros will be repeating. Okay, that's why we are telling at most maximum number of zeros is 100. The degree is 100. Okay, now a constant polynomial has no zeros. Why? Why a constant polynomial has no zeros? Let's take a constant polynomial p of x is equal to 3. Okay, simple one. P of x equal to 3. When this polynomial will become 0? Whenever we take any values for x, will it become 0? No. So it has no zeros. Simple. Now clear? Okay, Abel, your answer is correct. Okay, we have to equate it to 0. Correct one. And now geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial. Okay, that's our first topic. All others are our remembering, or we are revising the previous concepts. Now, if the graph of y equal to p of x does not alone intersect the x-axis, then the polynomial p of x will have no zeros. Why? Okay, remember this thing. Whenever we are drawing a graph of our polynomial, okay, I am drawing a graph. Okay, our y-axis, our x-axis. Okay, this is our axis. Okay, x and y. And we are drawing a line, which is a linear polynomial, it will be a line. Then the zero of that polynomial will be this value, or the graph cutting our x-axis. Okay, in a linear polynomial, this intersecting point, the x-coordinate of the intersecting point, it is the zero of that polynomial. Clear? If it is a linear polynomial, then will cut once. It is a line, so it will cut x-axis once. So it will be 1 0. Here it is. If it does not intersect our x-axis, that means I'll erase it. Okay. If the graph of this polynomial does not intersect, that means does not intersecting x-axis means it will be parallel to x-axis. If it is not parallel, it will intersect it somewhere, right? So it should be a parallel line to x-axis. This may be the graph. Okay, it is not intersecting x-axis. If it is not intersecting, that means the value will not become 0 for any value. Okay, so this has no zero. Okay, that means a polynomial intersecting x-axis, third it has a 0. Wherever a line or graph of a polynomial intersecting x-axis, there is our 0. That x-coordinate is our 0. Clear? Now, for a linear polynomial ax plus b, a not equal to 0, the graph y equal to x plus b. So, whenever we have a linear polynomial, we have to draw a graph of y equal to ax plus b. Okay, y equal to ax plus b we have to draw. So, it will be some line, linear graph is a line. Okay, so it will definitely intersect x-axis. Then that x-coordinate will be minus b by a. That's for sure. Okay, that intersecting point will be this point will be minus b by a 0, because y-coordinate will be 0 in x-axis. So that x-coordinate, that is minus b by a, will be the 0 of that linear polynomial. That's for sure. Okay. Next thing, for any quadratic polynomial, now we will discuss about a quadratic. What is the shape of graph of a quadratic polynomial? Okay, so for a quadratic polynomial, the graph of the corresponding equation y equal to x square plus bx plus c has one of the two shapes, either open upwards or open downwards. or parabolas. You have to remember this only. Okay. Okay. Remember this. The graph of a quadratic equation or quadratic polynomial will be in shape of a parabola. Okay. Now, so they are telling us the graph of a quadratic polynomial will be in the form of either open upwards, it can be in this shape, okay, or open downwards, okay, downwards. This is the shape of a quadratic polynomial. Then these shapes are known as parabolas. Okay, you only need to parabolas. You only need to remember this much. Okay. Now, the zeros of a quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c are precisely the x-coordinate of the points where the parabola representing y equal to ax square plus bx plus c intersect the x-axis. Okay. For a quadratic polynomial, when we draw a graph of quadratic polynomial, it will be either upward parabola or downward parabola. Okay. So, I am drawing the upward parabola as this. Okay. Now, these points, the x-coordinate of these points will be the zeros of the corresponding, the given quadratic polynomial. Okay. Now, if it is downwards, what happens? These 2 points, the x-coordinate of those 2 points will be its zeros. Polynomial of degree 2 has at most 2 zeros. Why at most 2 zeros? Here evidently it has exactly 2 zeros. Why is that at most? Because in some of the graphs there can be only 1 zero. For example, this. Okay, it's simply the graph of p of x is equal to a simple x square. Okay, so it touches at only one point of x-axis, then it has only 1 zero. Okay, so there are times when it has exactly 1 zero. Okay, and sometimes it has 2 zeros. That means the maximum is 2 zeros. Okay, it won't have any 3-0 condition for a quadratic polynomial. Okay, clear that? Okay, thank you, Ashwin. Now the next thing, the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. Okay, the relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial means we can express it in a standard form. The linear polynomial in ax plus b or the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c is the standard form of the linear polynomial and quadratic polynomial. Okay, this is standard form. Now, the zero of a linear polynomial is x equal to minus b by a. We have discussed it, right? So, the coefficient and the zero has a relationship between, means the zero of this linear polynomial is negative of constant term divided by coefficient of x. So, this terms b and a has a relationship between the zero. Okay. Now, for quadratic polynomial, we have two relations. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. No, it has at most 2 zeros. So, let it be alpha and beta. Okay. Then this quadratic polynomial, the coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and the constant term c. We have these three. Okay. Now, alpha plus beta, that is sum of the zeros. When we add those two zeros, we will get minus b by a. That means minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Okay, alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. It is very, very important. You will definitely have a question from this. That's very sure. So, the sum of the zeros is minus b by a. Alpha and beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. Then alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. And product of the zeros, alpha into beta. The product of zeros will be C by A. That means constant term divided by coefficient of x square. Don't mess up. Okay, learn it thoroughly. Don't mess up. Okay, you will definitely have problems from this session. Okay, so now if we have the zeros, then how can we form the polynomial? If we have the values of alpha and beta, then our zeros of the quadratic polynomial, then how can we form that quadratic polynomial? Okay, this one is the equation. So you have to learn this. You need by heart. Very important. X square plus b plus c, that's our quadratic polynomial, will be k into x square minus sx plus b, where s is equal to alpha plus beta and p equal to alpha into beta. Okay? P equal to alpha into beta. Okay? S means sum. Okay, don't mix up. S is sum, first letter of sum. P is first letter of product. So sum alpha plus beta, product alpha into beta. So it will be k into x square minus sx plus b. Okay, it's very, very important. This much is our concept. This much is our polynomial. It's simple, right? You know all these concepts? Clear? Everything clear? Okay, let me know in the comments why you are not answering me. Hello? Are you there? Are you listening? Okay. I hope you guys are listening. Now, let's discuss some problems. Okay. First thing, the given linear polynomial y equal to f of x. It's a linear polynomial. Okay. So it's a line, definitely a line. Has option A 2 zeros, B 1 0 and 0 is 3, C 1 0 and 0 is 4, D no 0 at all. So what's the answer? First you guess it. Yeah, everyone guess it. Guess it? What's the answer? What's option A, option B, option C or option D? Don't go for inky pinky mommy, okay? Write the correct answer. What's it? So what is this? Again? Yeah, I explained it. Now what happened? So simply, this line, the graph of this polynomial is intersecting the x-axis at here. Don't go for y-axis. Wherever they intersect, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, for us makes sense, but for us doesn't matter. So this point is the intersecting point, and that coordinates are given as 3, 0. Then it has 1, 0. So it is intersecting at one point. So it has 1, 0. And what is that 0? 4 or 3. The x coordinate of that point, right? So x coordinate is 3. So 1, 0 and 0 is 3. B is the correct option. A, well, you guessed it correctly. Not guessed, you found it correctly. Now, next one. Next question. The roots of the equation x square plus 3x minus 10 equal to 0 are. It's a simple question, right? I don't think it's a 10th grade level question, but it was there in the previous year question paper. So now find it. How will we find it? Even our 8th grade students know how to find it. But the sum should be the coefficient of x, and the product should be the constant term, right? Constant term into coefficient of x square. Here it is 1. Coefficient of x square is 1, so the product is minus 10. Clear? Now, when a plus b becomes 3 and a into b becomes minus 10. So go for the factors of 10. How can we make 10? 1 into 10, or 10 we can make it as 2 into 5. Okay? Now the product is negative, right? Product is negative means one of the numbers will be negative. So, and the sum was positive. Sum positive means the bigger number will be positive. Okay? In these numbers, the bigger number will be positive, so the smaller number will be negative. Now, when we add minus 1 plus 10, it will become 9. That's not the sum. Now, minus 2 plus 5. What is minus 2 plus 5? Minus 2 plus 5 equal to 3. This is good. So, A and B are A equal to minus 2 and B equal to 5. Now, we need to find the roots or the zeros of this polynomial, right? So, this one will become x square plus 5x minus 2x then plus minus 2 into 5. This will give x into x plus 5 into minus 2 into x plus 5. So, the factors are x plus 5 into x minus 2. So, the roots are x equal to minus 5 and x equal to 2. Okay, so minus 5 and 2, which are they? Option A. The correct answer. Okay. B? No, B is not the correct answer. Okay. There is your first letter alphabet in your name, but it's not the correct answer. Okay. I'm so sorry. Now, if the sum of the zeros of the polynomial p of x equal to 2x square minus k root 2x plus 1 is root 2. Sum of the zeros. So, whenever we have a polynomial, then sum of the zeros means alpha plus beta. Alpha and beta are zeros. Then its sum is root 2. Sum is root 2. Now find it. Then value of k. What is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is minus b divided by k. This is our alpha plus beta. Now compare the given polynomial with ax square plus bx plus c. We get a equal to 2 and b equal to minus k root 2. Right? A equal to 2 and b equal to minus k root 2. Right? So we'll put this here. Root 2 is equal to minus of minus k root 2 divided by a is 2. Okay, now I am transposing this 2. So 2 root 2 is equal to minus into minus plus this k root 2. I can cancel this root 2. Okay, so now k is equal to 2. This is a big question. Don't go and find the roots first, then summing them it will give root 2. Don't do those steps. These are unnecessary steps. You will waste your time. Don't do that. Okay. Simply use the relationship. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Again, wrong answer. I'm sorry. Now the next one. Alpha, beta are zeros of the polynomial x square minus 1. Then value of alpha plus beta. Here again, we need to compare it with the standard form. So standard form is ax square plus bx plus c. Okay. Now instead of the coefficient of x square is 1. So a equal to 1. What about b? There is no x term there. There is no x term means b is 0. There is no b means it is 0. So b is 0 and c is equal to the constant term minus 1. So a equal to 1, b equal to 0, c equal to minus 1. Now go for the question. The value of alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Sum of the zeros. Alpha plus beta, sum of the zeros is minus b by a, right? So minus b by a. Here b is 0. That is minus 0 by 1. 0 has no negative or positive, but I am just substituting. So the numerator is 0, means the answer is 0. Option D. Any of you got that? Again wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, you need to learn more. Next one, the zeros of a polynomial x square plus px plus q are twice the zeros of the polynomial 4x square minus 5x minus 6. Okay, so the zeros of a polynomial x square plus px plus q. Let the zeros of this polynomial. So 4x square minus 5x minus 6. This is our polynomial. And its zeros be, let it be alpha and beta. Okay, alpha and beta. Now we can compare it with ax square plus bx plus c, that is a equal to 4, b equal to minus 5, c equal to minus 6. Okay. Now you know how to compare and find the values of a, b and c. Now the question is, for the next polynomial x square plus bx plus q, the zeros are twice. That means the zeros of x square plus px plus q are twice, means 2 alpha and 2 beta. 2 alpha and 2 beta. Now, from the first polynomial, that will be p of x. Okay, I am going to name it as p of x, and this one is q of x. Okay, from the first polynomial, from p of x, we will get the sum of the polynomials alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, means minus 5 divided by a is 4, that is 5 by 4. Got it? 5 by 4. Now, for q of x, the sum of polynomials are q of x. Sum of polynomials, that means 2 alpha plus 2 beta is equal to minus p by this one. Okay, now you will go for, I am taking this 2 outside, so 2 into alpha plus beta is equal to minus p. Correct? 2 into alpha plus beta minus p. 5 p by 1 means minus p. Okay, now 2 into, what is alpha plus beta? We already got 5 by 4. So 2 into 5 by 4 is equal to minus p. Okay, 2 into 5 by 4, so I can cancel this 2 and 4. So minus p equal to, which gives minus p equal to 5 by 2. That implies p is equal to minus 5 by 2. Is there an option like that? Minus 5 by 2? Good. So minus 5 by 2. You got it? Okay. Is this question confusing or not? You want it again? I need to explain it again? No. Clear? Let me know in the comments. Then only I will explain it again. Okay? Yeah. Able. You need to study more. Okay. You are simply guessing the answer. Now the next question, if alpha, beta are the zeros of the polynomial p of x equal to 4x square minus 3x minus 7, then find 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. Okay, this kind of question is sure. Okay, some relationship between alpha and beta will be given for a polynomial, quadratic polynomial, then you have to find that value. Okay, only thing you have to use is our sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Okay, now from p of x, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. This one is coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and this constant term is c. Okay, now minus b by a means it is minus 3. Don't lose the negatives. Okay, take that along with the number. Now minus 3 divided by 4, that is 3 by 4. Okay. Now alpha into beta, the product of the zeros will be c by a. C by a means minus 7 divided by 4. We got both alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Now we need to find 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. You know cross multiplication, right? 1 by some a by b plus c by d. You know how to cross multiply. Simply do that. So beta plus alpha divided by alpha beta. beta plus alpha and alpha plus beta are same because addition is complicated. Okay, so alpha plus beta is 3 by 4 and alpha into beta is minus 7 by 4, which is equal to 3 by 4 into 4 by 7. Can cancel this 4, then minus. So we can cancel this 4, then it will become minus 3 by 7. Okay, you got the answer? You got it? Abel, you got it? Abel is continually giving the answers. He's not caring if it is wrong or right. He's supporting me. Thank you. Now next, minus 3 by 7. Next question. Alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial f of x equal to x square minus x minus 4. Then find the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus alpha beta. Something is again added. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta we know. We just finished the question. Now it is something added minus alpha beta. So we will go for again alpha plus beta. This is minus b by a. So here a, nothing is given means that is 1. Okay, so here it is 1 and b is minus 1 and c minus 4. So minus b by a means minus of minus 1 divided by a is 1. Okay, so minus of minus 1 is 1. Then this will give 1 by 1 equal to 1. Now alpha into beta. Alpha into beta means c by a, which is minus 4 by 1 minus 2. So we have alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Everything given in 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, alpha beta, whatever it is will be a combination of this alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So don't worry, do it. You will get the answer. 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta minus alpha beta. So 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta. We have done it in the previous question. So it is alpha beta minus alpha beta. Now put the values. Alpha plus beta is 1 divided by alpha beta is minus 4 minus alpha beta is minus 4. Don't lose the negatives. That will lose your marks. So this one is 1 by minus 4 plus 4. That means 4 minus 1 by 4. Now I am again cross multiplying. 4 into 4 is 16 minus 1 divided by 4. This is 15 divided by 4. That's our answer. Okay. Is it okay? This is an application of the question. Now the next question. If you want this question, you can pause and take a screenshot. Okay, how the answers come, everything. Now the next question. If one zero of the polynomial p of x equal to 6x square plus 37x minus of k minus 2 is reciprocal of the other, then find the value of k. Okay, we have a relationship. We don't need to find the value of relationship. It's already given that if first zero is alpha and next zero is beta. We know that. The two zeros are alpha and beta. Okay, now the beta is reciprocal of alpha. That is the relationship we have. Now from this, beta equal to 1 by alpha means alpha beta is equal to 1. Okay. That means the product of the zeros is 1. What is the product of the zeros? Alpha into beta. What is alpha into beta from the quadratic equation? Sorry, not quadratic equation but quadratic polynomial. So a is coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x and c is the constant term. Product means c by a. That means what is c? Minus of k minus 2. Okay, don't simply take k minus 2. The minus is important. So minus of k minus 2 divided by a is 6. Okay, and alpha beta is 1. So this much value is 1. Now transposing the 6. So you will get 6 equal to minus k, minus into minus it is plus 2. Now we have minus k equal to 6 minus 2. I am transposing this plus 2 into the other side, so it will become minus 2. So 6 minus 2, it is equal to 4. Then k is equal to this negative, we have to consider the negative again. And say we have to consider the negative. So we need the value of k, not minus k. Don't stop here. Minus k equal to 4. That's my answer. Then you will know half points. So we need the value of k. That means this minus should be changed into the next side. So it will be minus 4. K equal to minus 4 is the final answer. Is that okay? Is that okay now? Now, the last question of our today's session. Okay, everyone is done doing the problems. If alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, f of x equal to 2x square minus 7x plus 5, find the value of alpha square by beta plus beta square by alpha. This is a simple question. Is this simple, you think? Yeah, ma'am, we have done so far, so this will be also simple. No, you need to remember all the identities you have learned in grade 9 polynomials. Whatever a plus b whole square, m minus b whole square, and s square minus b square divided from our grade 8. And after that, a plus b whole cube, m minus b whole cube, everything. So here we have to use that. That's why I said we have to repeatedly remember what all things we have learned so far. Okay, so here, first of all, we will write what is alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So, alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. Here, a is 2, b is minus 7, and c is 5. Okay. So, minus b by a means minus of minus 7 divided by a is 2. It is 7 by 2. Okay. Next, alpha into beta. Let's do that. Alpha beta is equal to c by a is equal to 5 by 2. So we have alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Now what we need to find? Alpha square by beta plus beta square by alpha. So let's do that. Alpha square divided by beta plus beta square divided by alpha. What is this? Again, you know the cross multiplication. Now multiply alpha into alpha square is alpha cube plus beta into beta square, beta cube divided by beta into alpha, that is alpha beta. Okay. And in the next step, someone will write alpha cube plus beta cube, that is alpha plus beta the whole cube, right? Right? Then you will lose the entire score. So, alpha cube plus beta cube. We know the identity a plus b the whole cube as a cube plus b cube. Remember all these terms, okay? 3s square b 3s square b plus 3ab square. Okay? Now, what we need? Alpha cube plus beta cube. That means we need an expression for a cube plus b cube. So, a cube plus b cube is equal to, we already have a plus b whole cube in the other side. Then this plus 3a square b and plus 3ab square will transpose into the other side. That means they will become negative. So, minus 3a square b minus 3ab square. This is a cube plus b cube. Now we can do a simple rearrangement so that this one will look like alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Okay, in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So I am taking this minus 3ab, the common terms outside. So minus 3ab into what? A plus. So this is what we want. If you don't know the identities, stop it. Don't mess up the question. At least you will get this much marks. What you have done so far, you will get that mark. Don't waste your time. Now, put the values here, then it will become alpha cube plus beta cube is what? Alpha plus beta whole cube. So this is cube. Okay. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta. Instead of NV, we can write alpha beta into alpha plus beta divided by alpha. Now everything in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. You have to know how we can transform the given expression into the terms of alpha beta and alpha plus beta. Then only you can answer this question. Now this one I'm going to split this term. Okay, split this fraction, that is alpha plus beta whole cube divided by alpha beta minus 3 alpha beta into 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta, so that we can cancel this alpha beta. Okay, now we are simplifying it. So can I take the next page? Yeah. I'm taking it. If you want, you can pause and take a screenshot, or you can write it, then come. Now it will become alpha plus beta whole cube divided by alpha beta minus 3 into alpha plus beta. Okay. Now what was alpha beta? So alpha plus beta, and we need to substitute the value. So I'm taking the previous slide again. So alpha plus beta is 7/2, alpha beta is 5/2. So it is 7/2 whole cube divided by 5/2 minus 3 into alpha plus beta is 7/2. Okay, now you can simplify it. It will become 7 cube is 343 divided by 2 cube is 8 divided by 5/2 minus 3 into 7, 21 divided by 2. This is equal to 343 divided by 8 into 2/5 minus 21 divided by 2. And now I will cancel this 8 and 2, so it will become 4. So this one is 343 divided by 4 into 5 is 20 minus 21 by. If you want, you can cross multiply, but I like the simple method. So I'm going for 343 divided by 20 minus 210 divided by 20. That means the denominators are same, so I can simply subtract the numerator and put the denominator there. So it will become 343 minus 210 divided by 20, which will give 343 minus 210 means 3, 4 minus 1 is 3, then 3 minus 2 is 1, 133 divided by 20. If you want to make it as decimal, then you can. Okay, so this much is I'm discussing. If you are okay, everything is clear. Yes, Eva, hi. Okay. I know this time I need to stop here. I will. Don't worry. I'm not wasting your valuable time to revise all these chapters. Okay. So this much is the math session polynomial I am discussing. And if you want the continuation, if you want more questions from polynomials, let me know in the comment box. Okay. So I'm winding up, and I think. Okay. Yeah, I will come to final. Don't worry. Okay, I will come there. Okay, so this much is our session now, and I'm winding up. So thank you so much for being there for me, and so for the support everyone gave, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, and bye bye. Stay tuned to Go School Learning for extra classes, other topics. If you want any other topics, let me know in the comment box. So take care, bye bye, and good night.
ഫസ്റ്റ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ എഡിറ്റ് ചെയ്യും.